Okay. Still need a bit of work with the upstroke stuff. So what I got here is, I don't know if you want to call it an etude. I don't know if it's long enough for that. But basically just playing 2 chord progressions. You got, and this one. So we got drums playing the whole time. So I want you to practice with the guitar profile for this one. I want you to, the whole week, use the guitar profile. You can have the metronome on if you'd like inside Guitar Pro, but the drums are set up in such a way to help make it easier to hear those upbeats, like the down and the upbeats. And there's also bass programmed into it as well, so the bass is kind of alternating between the root note and the 5th interval. So also, just everything there is set up to hopefully help you really lock into the downbeats and the upbeats, especially the upbeats. So, don't work this up in 5s. That's going to take too dang long. Do 20s. Go up in 20s for this one. Just manually change the tempo. So yeah, drums are there at the beginning, and I want you to listen to the drums when you start, because that's going to help you lock into what the beat or what the rhythm is, okay? So that's one reason why you don't need the metronome for this, because the drums are taking care of all that for you. You can have it on if you like, but not necessary. And yeah, when it comes to making your video for this, go ahead and record yourself going up in 20s playing along with this. And if you do get to 240, which is much easier to do following Guitar Pro, then yeah, just send in a video demonstrating still going from 60 up to 240 into 20s, okay? All right, here we go at 60. So I'm going to jump up to 120 for the demonstration. You know, I think 180 is still a good cap for this. Forget the 240. If you get to 180, send it over early. Still go up in the 20s throughout the whole video, okay? I'll try it at the 240. I think it's going to sound silly, though. Let's just try it. Why not? God. Forget it. put this back down at 60 so you can start right with that. There we go. Save. And on to number 2. Oops. So yes, we are going to begin working on single note playing, single note picking. So just like the chords, if it's a downbeat, you're going to pick down. If it's an upbeat, you're going to do an upstroke. So starting off something fairly simple. See how it goes. Things we'll be listening for is, cleanliness. How well are you keeping all of the unused strings quiet? So very important, as you're changing strings, you got to move your picking hand to make sure everything is muted, because if you don't, this is what's going to happen. So maybe like you're picking over here and you're not covering the lower strings, you're going to hear this kind of stuff. That. We don't want that. So the right hand, the picking hand, needs to cover the lower strings as you ascend. So you see where I'm picking? It's basically right over the neck pickup. So you gotta keep changing where your pick is at, where your hand is at. So this way you continue to mute all of the lower pitch strings you're not playing. Really important. Makes everything sound so much better. So anytime you might hear little strings ringing out there, double check where your picking hand is. Make sure you cover up those strings. And here we go. Let's find out what happens. So yeah, even if you get this to 240 as well, instead of just sending over 240, I'd like you to demonstrate going from 60, 80, 100. Basically, go from 60 to 240, 20 BPM increments. That's what I'd like you to do, if you make it early. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. No need to count on this one, but you can if you'd like. You learn how to do all that stuff with the rhythm or the strumming. Because this stuff is much more complicated. Counting as you go, not as big a deal, but you can. Nothing wrong with doing it. You will often see me do it when I do demonstrate your stuff. All right, 120, 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. $240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And then, for, the third thing to work on this week is just keep working on playing the chord progressions. Everything's sounding good so far. And, any questions, let me know. And I will see you again in your new videos.